Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And what a freaking win for our New York Knicks, as the New York Knicks come out victorious up against the Miami Heat at Madison Square Garden, the final score being 101-92. And this game had big time playoff implications. This game was big time when it came to the Eastern Conference standings. We just shattered the hearts of all Miami Heat fans that thought they had a shot of getting that fifth seed. Obviously, the New York Knicks still need to close out the season strong. They're 2 games away, or 2 wins away, from actually clinching the playoffs, which is awesome. It's so sad that I've only seen the New York Knicks go to the playoffs. Like, this can be the third time in my lifetime. But all that matters is where we are now. And the New York Knicks are going to be going to the playoffs. I know they are. And this was a big time game for the Miami Heat. This was a big time game for the New York Knicks because after this win, the New York Knicks are 3.5 games ahead of the Brooklyn Nets. They are 5 games ahead of the Miami Heat. But to really put it into context, if the Heat won this game, it would have tied up the season series against us. And they would have had the tiebreaker because they're number one in their division. But no, the New York Knicks put that to bed. And they made sure to take care of that at Madison Square Garden. But it wasn't a pretty game. If you told me that Randall goes down at the end of the second quarter with an ankle injury and I don't want to play him the rest of the season, wait till playoff time, we don't even know the specifics though. We don't know if it's a high ankle sprain. But if you told me Brunson comes back, only has 12 points, RJ's a very inefficient night, Randall gets hurt, Mitch isn't playing that well, I'm like, no way we win that game. The way the Heat have been playing defensively, you need to bring your A game offensively. But this was a scrappy game. This was an ugly, grinded out win by the New York Knicks. And this is how Tibbs likes to win his games, though, with defense. And the defense was freaking fantastic in the fourth quarter. It was lights freaking out. Emmanuel Quickly, Josh Hart, Quentin Grimes. By the way, our closing lineup, Randall gets hurt. Obi's still not a part of the closing lineup. And we play the Cavs next to the Twin Towers of Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. So is Obi even going to start? I have a feeling it's the Tibbs thing to do to put like Hartenstein and Mitch out there for the size. Maybe it's not like the best of offensive firepower there, but to rebound the basketball, because there could be concerns rebounding the ball against this team. But if you didn't know, the last 10 games, the Cavs have been at the bottom of the barrel, actually, when it comes to rebounding the basketball. And the Knicks are top 5 in rebounding in the last 10 games. So I think that's very interesting. Something to really take a look at. But our closing lineup, or who was out there, like at the end of the day, we had Emmanuel Quickly out there on the floor. We had Quentin Grimes out there on the floor. We had RJ Barrett. We had Josh Hart and Isaiah Hartenstein, which were all brilliant defensively. They were all freaking awesome. But for the New York Knicks to overcome adversity, the Heat are fully healthy. We're not. Brunson has this little, he has this bandage on his hand, and maybe it's affecting his shooting. And we want to make sure Brunson's healthy for the playoffs. But for us to overcome that, and we put adversity ahead of ourselves as well, 53% from the free throw line, we won. 7 turnovers in the first quarter, we won. We only scored 19 points in the first quarter, we won. They scored like 19 points off of our turnovers. We won. But it came down to the defense, and the defense was freaking awesome. We made everyone else beat us. Our role players stepped up at a higher level on both ends of the floor than their role players or their bench pieces. Because the interior defense by Isaiah Hartenstein was freaking awesome. Bam Adebayo, you could say one of the top defensive players in the league. Highly versatile player. He was non-existent offensively, though. Non-existent. 9 points. That mid-range shot wasn't there. The lobs weren't there. I don't think he caught one lob all game. Hartenstein locked down the interior. Locked it down. Maybe the perimeter defense was the weak part of our defense, but they only shot 32% from 3. It wasn't like last time that we allowed them to shoot 50% from the outside, which is very uncharacteristic of them because they're not a great three-point shooting team. But even Hartenstein made an impressive play outside on the perimeter on Tyler Hero defensively. Like, he was all over the place. We had him at the top sometimes, making that beautiful connection to Hart down the stretch in this game or in the second half of this basketball game. Grabbing big-time rebounds. I believe he finished this game with 9 rebounds. You had Grimes, though, with 8 rebounds as well. We're going to be getting into Grimes. We're going to be getting into Quickly. We're going to be getting into Hart. Don't worry. But this team played their ass off. This was a gritty win. This is an old-fashioned New York Knicks type of W. But Jimmy Butler as well, we made him more of a facilitator than a scorer. We know he's not this high-level scorer in this game, but he averages 20 points per game. He's someone that likes to kill you from mid-range, likes to kill you in the interior, and that wasn't there. There was times he was trying to draw fouls, but Grimes did an excellent job on him. Grimes was fantastic down the stretch on him when Butler tried to do his lean in, like try to finish, get the and one, but also the bucket in the fourth quarter and a big time pivotal part of the game that it looked like Butler was going to get the call, but no, Grimes sagged off him, which is a very smart defensive play. He played high IQ basketball that he didn't foul a lot, and Butler ended up throwing the ball away in a big time moment. Grimes was fantastic defensively. When Hart was matched up on him, they were fantastic. They were locked down. Butler, I believe 12 points, had his 6th assist, but he was like, we really contained him offensively. And you take a look at Kevin Love. He's getting older. Since putting on that Heat uniform, he's really struggled from the outside. He had 5 points, hit 1 3, and 1 off the dribble bucket, which I thought was a travel. But we know he's getting older, and his career is not the same, like, freaking 20 points, 30 rebound type of guy since the Timberwolves days. But for Randall to go down the second quarter, for this team to answer the calls is brilliant. But obviously, Gabe Vincent, I'm not going to lie, this is the part we have to look out for in the playoffs. So Brunson had 12 points on 5 of 11 shooting. And I know those 12 points aren't a lot in 30 minutes. There was definitely a rust factor there. Do you think we should have played him or should have waited a couple more games, maybe waited for the Cavs game? But he actually had some pretty high there's some good context in those 12 points, though. I believe he got a couple buckets in the third quarter, and when Randall went down, Brunson answered the call. Strong drive to the bucket for a finish. Quickly, and Josh Hart moving the ball around the perimeter from the corner to kind of weird spacing when it came to like the mid-range, swinging it, making the extra pass to Brunson in the corner to knock down a 3, actually, to beat the buzzer, which led to us being up like one point, I believe, entering halftime, us being up and getting the lead entering halftime. So that's pretty good context that Brunson still got some pivotal buckets there, but he definitely got attacked defensively. Gabe Vincent over 20-point game, 4 threes from the outside. He was pretty much their consistent offense throughout this game. Credit to Gabe Vincent. He had a good game. Knocked down a really difficult mid-range jumper, I remember. You also take a look at Duncan Robinson, who was in Cancun, got that contract, never saw him. And he ends up getting minutes. He splashes 4 threes, and they were pretty quality looks, which I wasn't a fan of. But you're in good shape when Butler's not a three-point shooter. He's a mid-range guy, and you're not allowing him to get his mid-range, finishing in the inside. Same thing with Bam, with Kevin Love struggling. Tyler Hero was inefficient. It was 2 for 11 from the outside, I believe. He did not have an efficient game, and we know he's not really a strong defensive player. But on the other end, RJ wasn't efficient. But RJ also, you have to give him credit. If I had to give him a rating 1 through 10, the way he played, probably a 5. Or maybe 5.5, because he hit a big-time shot in the fourth quarter, though, when the Heat were still kind of in it, because in the NBA, you can come back so quick. When there's 1:13 left on the clock, we're able to swing it to RJ in the corner. He knocks down a 3 to put us up 11 with 1:10 left. So that was big time. And obviously, like I mentioned, the forced turnover on Butler, we were just getting buckets. Or the defense was leading to offense in the fourth quarter, forcing the turnovers. Josh Hart's driving strong to the basket. 8 of his 13 points came in that fourth quarter. He's rebounding strong. He was just playing, he was a pest on defense. I've loved Josh Hart this season. He's an underrated playmaker, underrated passer of the basketball. He was just driving strong, hit a big-time 3, or pretty pivotal 3 in this ball game as well. Hartenstein came up with this huge steal, leading to a Quentin Grimes dunk in transition. We were just turning over the basketball, good defense, forced to travel on a Bam Adebayo, or even little plays. It was kind of the Heat falling asleep, though. Defensive 3 second. But then free throws, I remember Caleb Martin split a pair. It comes down to little things. I can't believe we won this game. We shot 53% from the free throw line. I really can't believe that. But for this team to overcome that adversity, we were down, we only scored 19 points in the first quarter, but we were scrappy defensively. That's what kept us in it. Limiting the Heat's leading scores. They were able to get to the line. Tyler Hero, I remember, knocked down a shot in mid-range in the first quarter, or when they were going on this run. Duncan Robinson knocks down a 3. Gabe Vincent, they did have a 10-point lead. Shout out to Grimes, by the way. He was literally carrying our offense. He had 8 of our 19 points in that first quarter. because his 2 threes at the beginning of this game, he had 2 threes early at the beginning of this game. We're up 8-0 at the beginning. Hit 2 threes. Really nice pass to Mitch in the interior. Grimes just continues to prove he's a very good distributor of the basketball. But who answered the call when the Heat were going on that run? Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel freaking Quickley. 24 points. He went on to knock down a couple 3-balls. Got to the free throw line a lot. He had 4 assists. He was active as usual. Amazing defensively down the stretch. Drawing a foul down the stretch or in the fourth quarter. I'm going to continue to say it. Just the versatility. Attacking strong. Mid-range. 3-point. He's a totally different player this year. He's a smarter player. He's just awesome. You can count on him to go on a crazy run for you. He comes in the game. The lead vanishes like that for the Miami Heat. Quickly knocks down a 3. He's in the corner. You could say he should have made an extra pass. There's 3 Heat defenders on him. Knocks down a mid-range jumper over 3 Heat defenders, like over the backboard. Gets his friendly roll and one. He was freaking brilliant. I guess the only nitpick with him, maybe a little over dribbling, but 4 missed free throws for Emmanuel Quickley. That is very uncharacteristic. And if there's one part that has decreased a part of his game throughout the years, going from like 90% as a free throw shooter his first year, going down second year, he's still an over 80% free throw shooter, but it's like this dude is literally Curry from the line his first year. This dude is like Ray Allen from the line. He was automatic. He's not as automatic anymore, which kind of hurts. But Quickley was freaking brilliant when he kept us in this game. Hartenstein's interior defense, freaking awesome. Josh Hart's defense. But the fourth quarter was obviously the show. We only allowed 16 points in that fourth quarter. But Quickley got some buckets at the end of the third quarter to give us a little bit of a run. But shout out to the Heat. They did respond. Like, I remember after Quickley got this really tough bucket in transition off of a turnover. Like, no look, kind of scooped, like, reverse layup. Wasn't even looking at the basket. Got to go. Tyler Hero responds right away with a 3. And I believe Quickley scored again on the other end. And then I believe Victor Oladipo draws a foul. So they kept on responding. This was a very important game for the Heat. This was a back and forth game. There was tons of lead changes. It wasn't a crazy offensive explosion. Both these teams were in the 70s when it came to the third quarter at the end. But just what a wild game this was. And I really hope Randall and Brunson are all fully healthy playoff time. We're going to need them. But just Quentin Grimes, man. Quentin Grimes, he had a brilliant performance as well. 23 points, 8 rebounds. I believe he had 3 assists. But yeah, going back quickly real quick, and then I'll get back to Grimes. He made a brilliant read in the fourth quarter that he was like in the corner, and he just threaded it through such a tight window and was able to find Hartenstein for a dunk. Grimes made brilliant reads, but Grimes, these last few games, he's just been excellent from beyond the arc. Made 5 threes tonight. I believe he shot 50% from 3. He was 5 for 10 from beyond the arc. He set the tone, but he played well for 4 quarters of basketball. And we kept him in the game offensively. That's what I loved. You cannot freeze a shooter out of the offense. And I like that he was attacking strong to the basket. Rapid, quick decisions, rebounding the ball, being all over the place. Getting up in Butler's jersey. Getting up in his assignment's jersey. That's what I loved. Everyone else stepping up. Randall goes down. Brunson doesn't even play in the fourth quarter, by the way. He wasn't a part of the closing unit, and I like that by Tibbs. He's rolling with what's working. Brunson, yeah, he's the second best player on this team, best player on the team, you could say. Everyone has their different insight, outlook, and all that. But I liked what we were working, like we were rolling with what was working. We had Hartenstein down the stretch. We had Josh Hart down the stretch. We had Quentin Grimes. We had Quickley. We had RJ. I like that we're working with what was thriving. So credit to Tibbs and that department. But yeah, Josh Hart is just unbelievable. Just this dude continues, he's a perfect player for us. He really is. And we have the balance of quickly scoring his defense to another level, 3-level score. Josh Hart is even knocking down a 3 when we need him. His efficiency from 3 is insane in a Knicks uniform. The passing, the defense. But the defense leading to the offense just absolutely took over in the fourth. It did. We were locked down. We were awesome. It was leading to easy buckets of transition. One of the main reasons this was a close game wasn't a high-scoring offensive game. It was a gritty back-and-forth defensive matchup. That there was moments like a team probably wouldn't score for a minute or two. Missed free throws. We had some turnovers. It was an ugly game. But probably one of my favorite wins and probably the most important win because we were able to grind it out with adversity in the way. But let me know down below your thoughts on this win. 10 games over 500 with that 5th seed. Hope Randall's all healthy when it comes to playoff time. I hope it's not a high ankle sprain. But it just feels good. It feels good to win a season series up against the Miami Heat. Knicks were better on the boards. They were better defensively in the fourth quarter. The defense led to offense. There was more of a balance of offense in the fourth quarter. The three-point shooting was better. You had Grimes that knocked down threes. RJ didn't finish well at all at the basket. He really struggled. But he knocked down threes. Quickly, Grimes, RJ, Obi knocked down a couple. Actually didn't play a lot, even with Randall going down. Thought he played kind of soft defensively, I'm not going to lie. Brunson, he hit a three. It wasn't a crazy high volume, you could say, but we were efficient. That's what I like. But the free throws, turnovers, got to clean that up. I would like our assist leader to have more than 4 assists. Quickly finish with 4 assists. That's not on Quickly. Just overall, the team needs to distribute the basketball more. This was a game we faced adversity. Play Cleveland next. Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.